This is the 59-year-old man, who was today arrested on suspicion of the murder of missing chef Claudia Lawrence, who disappeared 5 years ago. Michael Snelling, a mental health charity worker, was seized this morning by North Yorkshire police, who have sealed off his York house and his car. Officers were also digging in the garden and near the property's detached garage and also spent long periods in the shed, neighbors said. The property is less than half a mile from Claudia's home, where she was last seen in 2009. Police removed bags of evidence, documents and a suitcase, before the house was sealed with metal shutters. A neighbor on Burnham Grove, who did not wish to be named, said, "The police arrived at around 7 a.m. this morning, but I didn't see anyone being arrested." Mike has lived there for years, about 20 years by himself, no kids or wife or anything. He works for a mental health charity in New York. A source added, "He's football mad and everybody calls him Geordie Mick. He goes to Newcastle every other weekend to watch the matches." Police officers brought in vacant property specialists to board up the house in Burnham Grove, and a cordon has also been placed around it. It also emerged that a different property almost 100 miles away in North Shields, Tyneside, is also being searched by a forensics team from Yorkshire. Mail Online understands it belongs to the suspect's 84-year-old mother, who was moved to a care home 2 months ago, neighbors said. North Yorkshire Police made a Crime Watch appeal 2 months ago showing CCTV footage of a mystery vehicle, believed to be a Ford Focus, outside her home on the day she vanished. Detective Superintendent Di Mullen, who is leading the case, said in March he also wanted to trace a hugely significant man, in his late 50s, seen outside her house on the same morning. North Yorkshire Police have sealed of Michael Snelling's house plus 24 North Yorkshire Police have sealed of Michael Snelling's house. The suspect was seen outside her house in Worth Road, York, by a witness at 6:45 a.m. on March 19, 2009. He was described as having with grey mid-length hair, and wearing a 3/4-length sandy-colored Mac. The force has today refused to reveal whether this is the man arrested, or if it was a Ford Focus they have seized. Miss Lawrence was last seen at around 3:05 p.m. on March 18, 5 years ago, walking back from work towards her home. It is thought she was abducted and murdered on March 19. Detectives said today that Claudia's body has still not been found. Her father Peter Lawrence confirmed he had been told the news this morning. He said, "I'm very pleased they appear to be making progress by making this arrest." Her mother Joan Lawrence said today, "I was still in my nightie when they came round, it completely out of the blue. There seems to be a lot going on, and there are a lot that the police haven't told me yet. I don't know what this might mean, but it's not the first time there's been a big development, which has led to nothing. I'm not getting my hopes up just yet." The force launched a review of the investigation last year after a new major crime unit was established by the force. Miss Lawrence was 35 when she was reported missing by her father, Peter, on March 20, 2009. She was last seen at around 3:05 p.m. on March 18, walking back towards her home, and that night she spoke to both her parents on the phone. It is thought something happened to her after she left for work early on March 19. Jen King, one of Claudia's closest friends, said the arrest showed progress was being made with the investigation. She said, "It has been 5 years. It proves it's very much still alive in the minds of the police, and it just goes to show, despite the accusations from people, that the police are not bothered. They are very much bothered about it. If it goes somewhere, that's great, but if not, it shows the investigation is ongoing. It's a step towards this one day being resolved." Claudia's best friend Susie Cooper, who had been due to meet up with the York chef on the day she disappeared, said she had mixed feelings about the arrest. The 49-year-old said, "I can't stop shaking. This has been a real shock for me. I don't really know what I think. I feel today how I felt 5 years ago when Claudia first went missing. I feel sick. People always say to me, surely you want a resolution, even if it is bad news, but I think I want to keep hoping that we will get Claudia back. It's hard to know and it's hard not to know. I want it to end, but I don't want it to end if it's bad news. Of course I want closure, but I don't want it to be a bad outcome. This is the first arrest that's ever been made since Claudia disappeared, and it's come as a real shock. I'm still trying to take it on board. Mr. Mullen's team has spent 2 months re-examining Miss Lawrence's small, terraced home. They also found the DNA profile of an unknown man on a cigarette butt in the university chef's Vauxhall Casa. Police have said before that Miss Lawrence's mobile and rucksack have never been found. Her father has mounted a 5-year campaign to find his daughter. At the anniversary in March, he discussed the torture his family had suffered through 5 years of not knowing what has happened to her. It is the first arrest to have been made of someone suspected of causing Claudia harm.